What's going on, YouTube? You already know the vibes, man. Another little reaction video for y'all, man. Hope y'all niggas will like it. You already know what time it is, man. Don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to put a little comment if you enjoyed the video. Hey, if you even think the video's ass, let me know the video's ass. I take all comments over here, all right? Positive and negative. Above all, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Let's get into it. All right, let's switch over. All right, chat. So the next thing that we're gonna talk about, we're gonna react to is Danny from the Stop. Danny from the Stop is a podcast. Um, he's like a podcast reactor. Basically, he makes content reacting to other people's podcasts. Actually, I take that back because he actually does some stuff on the Breakfast Club too and stuff like that. So, and he basically is like the opposing side of the love from these other guys, and we're gonna check out his latest thing.
Joe Budden checks Queensflip for disrespecting the new co-host Jay.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This dude, Joe Budden, like yo, I swear to God, bro, this dude gotta be he. If content creating, Danny, doesn't work out for you, my man's, you should definitely be like, I don't even know if they even have those announcers anymore, but like in like the basketball arenas, they're like Michael Jordan. Like that's what I hear when I hear Danny from the Stop. Like Joe Budden. Like you hear he just has that announcer voice. Yeah. He has a really good announcer voice. The content creator doesn't work out for you, Danny boy. Man, content creating is the shit for you. I
Juan.
mean, being a arena announcer, that's your bread and butter right there.
Jay Wan is a new podcast person. Nobody on that show should be speaking at a volume in week one of new members' time on the podcast when I know their family. And Flip 100% agreed to that when we spoke. This wasn't like a tough call here. Get heated in the heat of the moment. You need time for everybody to understand that. And everybody means everybody. If I turn on the phone and see some podcaster screaming at my kid, I'm pulling up to that podcast. Who the you talking to?
Jay Wan and I did, and I'm a
I'm not gonna hold you though, but at the same time, Joe, that's the job though, right? Like you want him to be a podcaster, right? You want him to be that guy that's in there talking the shit, doing all that, doing all the what's up. So like, why not? I don't know. I guess I gotta watch Flip crash out on J1 or something, but
be honest. He could be honest. The Patreon that was put out was way worse before, but they've edited. Me sharing
Oh,
shit.
we
This is for
caught some of
snitching,
them
and they
edit
don't like it.
points.
I'ma always get at
pause. Just realized I had the dick holding pose and I yawned. That was kind of pause. Pause.
him if he say anything coming to me. I'ma get at him because that's just my style. Like if you say anything to me, I'ma get at you. But as far as respect and who he is and how he handles himself as a young man, I look at it towards the direction all the time. I be speaking to him, giving him signals and shit like that. He responds to me. You know what I mean? He has. I'm pretty sure he has a different outlook of me as well. Joe got to keep the business running, man. I'm down. I'm support whatever the JBP does. I'm down with Joe. I'm down with whatever. Me personally. So no, I don't have any issue with J1 at all.
Same. Um, like I told y'all earlier, me and Flip, we did speak. You feel me? I did have a skewed view before knowing him. You feel me? But we spoke, so it's a mutual respect there. Like I appreciate everybody up there. Me and Ice talk off camera. Me and Ish, like everybody has been real helpful. And I ain't gonna say I'm here to take anybody's spot, like you feel me? Like at the end of the day, it's not on me to call the shots. This is Joe's pod. It's just I was fortunate enough to be able to come up there. I appreciate the opportunity. So
And that Patreon it was way worse than that. They had to edit it. Nigga, I had to call J1 the next day, all type of shit. Cause I'm a man. You know, sometimes I get in my feelings.
That's right.
Nah, W flip though, you know, like that's something that's W, bro, like adult shit, you know, like hey, I got crazy with you, bro. You know what, man? I'm here to talk to you about it, and that's something that like a lot of people my age that I know don't even do that, bro. They don't even have the humility to swallow their pride and be like, yo, you my mans, you feel me? And these are niggas that I broke bread with, you know, and they don't even be like, yo, you know. So for him meeting a new co-host, embracing him to the family, doing that, bro, that's W growth on Flip, man, and that's something that I love to see from New York people, bro, because New Yorkers have this weird thing where like they hold their stubbornness and their ego so tight, and they don't want to let that shit go, and it's so annoying, you know. Like I get it when you're younger, it's like, you know, it's a New York thing, it's a way of passage, you know, to have that. But it's like no old heads in New York tells the young bucks like, yo, it's time for you to let that shit go, you know, to have peace in your heart, you know. And that shit is W.
Show on a recent JBTV Twitter space, Queensflip revealed that Joe Budden called him after he went off on the new co-host Jay Wan, who is Jadakiss' son. For those of you that don't know, it seems like
Oh, that's why. Yo, y'all didn't want Jada to pop y'all niggas. Oh, I would apologize. First of all, I would have never talked shit to Jada's son. I would never talk shit to anybody's son. Definitely Jadakiss's son. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? What the fuck, Flip? Yeah, I understand everything now.
Jay Wan is the newest full-time co-host of the Joe Budden podcast. He's been on like 5 straight episodes, and the writing is pretty much on the wall. Now, as to why Queensflip went off on Jay Wan, well, it appears that there was an episode recorded where they were all ganging up on Queensflip, and maybe Jay Wan had some crazy stuff to say. But we all know Flip can be a little sensitive, so he probably...
I don't even think it's Flip being sensitive. Flip is just firing back. Like I just finished watching a thing with Bill Burr, right? He was talking to Tom Segura, and he was saying how, like, you know, they were talking about Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace, the great Patrice O'Neal, one of the greatest comedians to fucking ever fucking do stand up for real. But they were talking about how much of a savage he was, bro, and like how at times they had to like gain up on Patrice just so that they could win. You feel me? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying that Queensflip is the Patrice O'Neal of that podcast, but you talking about ripping and cutting ass, like Queensflip will smoke everybody in there, bro. Like he's active, you know. So you know he sees everybody gaining up on him. He's like, nah, it's time to cook, baby. So he's sending shots here, shots there, shots there, shots there. I don't think it's a sensitivity thing. I think it's like, yo, you playing the game. I'm adding the same ingredients to the pot as you. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, now you doing too much." I did exactly what you did. Like,
He fired back and barked on the new co-host. And now it looks like Joe Budden did not like what Queensflip did, so much so he called him behind the scenes. And
now you know damn well Jadakiss called Joe. Jada called Joe so after that fucking episode. He said, "So yo, you fucking better make sure my son is good there, nigga. We're gonna pump it up over there, you heard?" And Joe was like, "I'm gonna take care of it. I got you." Like, yo, I want no smoke, bro.
it also seems like he kind of made, Flip apologize to Jay Wan, and he even edited out the whole part about the back and forth, and it seems like he did it because he did not want Jadakiss to see it, and he felt like it was too disrespectful.
Nah, bro, Jada saw it, bro. His son told him. His son called him immediately. Yo, dad, these niggas are wildin'. Who? Jada was like, who? He said the pump it up nigga and his friends. Like, they're wildin' over here. Like,
Respectful. Now, what's even more interesting about this whole space is it looks like Joe did not want Queensflip to reveal this because Queensflip ends up being silent for the rest of the space. Kind of odd if you ask me. You know, Flip is not someone who be on spaces and not talking. That's not his style. I think he was probably hit through the back channels and told, why did you say that on air? That was completely supposed to be done behind the scenes. And if you remember, the episode where everyone goes off on each other was actually recorded a few weeks back. So it means that it was so heated and contentious that they delayed the release for some reason. Could it be that they had to edit stuff out? Who knows? And on top of this, everybody's noticing that J1's a new host. But if you look at what J1 was tweeting about Flip, it doesn't seem like J1 cares for Queensflip.
J1 said Flip is weird and he been weird. Damn, that's crazy. Very uncomfortable to see this interview repeatedly pressuring Daniel Lee Bellamy, who plays ZK in Power Book 2. Oh, word? My boy was pressing Zeke. Publicly say that he's gay. Damn.
I mean, look at this tweet right here. He
Nah, that's the thing too. A lot of New York dudes do that, which I don't know why. Like, I remember when I was real young, but I guess like cause I had a gay brother, and like my gay brother, like, you know, my brother David, he told us, like, you know, like, yeah, I remember when he finally came out, like, he told us, like, he was like, you know, if someone's in the closet, like, don't be like in front of everybody, like, or even in private, like, yo, are you gay? Da 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 da. Like, I remember, like, I was in school and I had this kid, that he had, like, he was a twin, so he had him and his twin sister, and then he was kind of flamboyant. He ended up coming out the closet and stuff like that later on. I remember all through my high school, I would always ask him, like, yo, bro, you gay, right? In front of everybody, and that was so wrong. Like, you don't have to do that, bro. Like, if he's gay, like, you know, nowadays, me, because, like, you know, I got a gay brother, a gay nephew, gay nieces, gay uncle, may he rest in peace. Like, like, my gaydar is, like, on point. Like, I could see it, you know? So the minute I see it in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, he might be gay. Yeah. And I just let it rock. Because I have this one nephew that I swore this nigga was gay. We all thought he was gay. But no, he's just metrosexual, you know? So it's like, you know, you don't want to be ignorant and, like, think of that stuff. So I just put it in my head. I go, okay, he might be gay. All right, it's not a big deal. You know, I put that in my thing, you know? But I do that with everybody. I look at someone and I go, okay, he's an arrogant prick. He's a fucking idiot. Oh, he thinks he knows too much, but he doesn't even do his fucking research. So, like, I break it down, and then before I used to tell people all these things, like, oh yeah, you're one of those stupid niggas. Now I keep it to myself, cause again, and then I weigh it out to see how time tells of my opinions, you know, cause time is the best way to weigh out an opinion, is whether if the opinion is factual or it's just a biased opinion. So I put it there, and then, you know, sometimes it's factual. A lot of times, just a biased opinion. I go, okay, cool. Crumble it up. Crumble that shit up. Throw it away. Easy. Oh, I bet. I was wrong. Not a problem. Like, you know, a lot of New York niggas are very open and blunt, you know, and that shit's corny.
calls Flip weird. He calls Flip weird. I'm telling you, if I said that, I'm not saying that this is what Flip should do to J1. Flip would be talking about wanting to smack me. Oh, I gotta die. I disrespected his family.
Nah, Danny, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You was doing the most. Like, I don't think you was talking, like, because Flip did say one time that he talked about my family. I don't think you talked about his family. I never saw a video about you talk about his family. I don't really watch the spaces because y'all niggas be yapping too much in them spaces. Like, so I like your bite-sized content a lot more. But I would definitely say, like, you kind of be coming for Flip's neck, you know? Beyond, like, you don't just be like, he's weird. You would do a whole 10-minute video proving that he's weird. Like, that should be crazy.
If it was me, I would be killing. You know, I wouldn't be doing that. But because J1 is a new host that they have to acclimate, Flip got to lay down. All right, y'all. So I was doing research for this video, and after I was done editing this video, I actually found an even crazier clip of J1 doubting why Flip should be on the show. Like, this is so I had to include this once I found this. Sorry, this is post edit. Fascinating. It was a interview that J1 did on the Need to Know. J1 does not like Queensflip at all.
Why is Queens up there? Why is Queens Flip up there?
That flair.
Okay.
You need that flair sometimes.
But what flair is he bringing?
But anyway, back to regularly scheduled.
Nah, that's crazy though. You know, that's probably why Flip kind of got crazy on him, because Flip probably saw it. Like, he probably didn't see it when J1 was first there, but probably after the second or third Patreon episode or whatever J1 was in. One of Flip's fans or his mans, like, yo, I found this clip, like, it probably caused some crazy shit there, bro. Which at the same time too, like, if you going around talking shit about a whole other nigga and doing all this crazy shit, appreciate you, Raph, for all the emotes. You doing all this crazy shit, you know, talking all this hablando, right? Like, you gotta expect the energy back. Again, like, you know, even Jadakiss gotta respect that. Again, that's his son, so Jadakiss will always go to war for his fucking kid. But, like, you gotta let your son know, like, yo, bro, you can't be talking all this shit and then expect the nigga to come in there and be mad nice to you, bro. Like,
Programming. And I also think that something interesting was said here. Flip keeps saying that improper improv is coming back and all of this other stuff. I don't know if improper improv is coming back, and if it does, I think improper improv might be used as a reason to get Flip off the show and allow the Joe Budden podcast to exist without Flip and develop the network a bit more. But I don't know. It just seems really, really weird. Flip is changing his content on his own channel and doing different type of things. I'm just, this is crazy, y'all. J1 arrives on the pod, right? And now there's already an argument so big that Joe Budden has to edit the conversation so it doesn't make it look like J1 is disagreeing with a new co-host so fast. Because if that happens, let's say the episode comes out as is, it looks totally like Flip is being sensitive to a new co-host arriving on the show. Something we gotta monitor.
if I'm not mistaken, I know Danny talked about this in one video too, but wasn't, like, when Flip came in, weren't, like, Ice and Ish also going crazy at Flip too? So what if Flip was just, you know, doing it back, you know, hitting that full circle moment, you know? Like, he said, I knew I felt the maximum aura in my sleep. Yo, what's going on, Chico, man? Yo, shout out to Chico, man. Chico's a bona fide mod, New Yorker to his finest. But yeah, I feel like Flip was just doing all that. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like he was being sensitive. I feel like, because I could have sworn, and I know Danny talked about this shit on one of his videos. I'm not gonna find it, but I do know that when Flip came in, Ice and Ish was coming at him, and it was almost like the same thing. Like, they were like, "Yo, why you in here?" Da da da. And then Flip got crazy with them, and now they hash it out or something like that. I could be butchering that shit. I don't fucking know. But I do feel like, one, if you're gonna put someone in a podcast, that's one. Oh, scratch that one. The new number one is one. I don't think Flip is gonna leave the Joe Budden podcast. I think Flip is a great element to the Joe Budden podcast. I think he gives something that's very different, you know, flavorful, you know, a little young, you know. He doesn't, and it's half the time, if you ever watch a podcast, half the time Flip doesn't even know what the fuck is up. Like, he be there quiet as fuck, but he still adds in, like, he still puts in his stuff, and it's great content, like, at least to me. Chico MIC said, what's good, Brody? He said, I gotta be the only nigga that randomly wakes up at 4 a.m. and gets on his PC to listen to music. Nah, it's very, very similar. I did the same thing. I started this whole stream at, like, what, 3? Just listening to music for, like, the first 20 minutes.
I really think if it wasn't for the existence of a channel like mine, certain episodes would come out easily. I think when they decide to not put shows out in a certain way, it's because they know that the conversation, the discussion will be something that they don't want out there. But let me know what you think. Do you feel like Queensflip crossed the line again? I think he did. I think he shouldn't have said what this was. I don't even know if I think Joe Budden was probably like, man, why are you bringing this up?
I don't feel like Queensflip crossed the line, and well, I take that back. That's Jadakiss's son. I think Queensflip crossed the fucking line. I'm talking shit to Jadakiss's son. I know Queensflip isn't pussy, so I know he wouldn't like. I know he's not that type of nigga to be like, yo, bro, that I don't give a fuck. But I do feel like, you know, from podcasting, you know, it gets to a moment where bloods get up and rattled, you know, and it's hard, you know, like, cause like Queensflip has been podding, like Queensflip. I think this is the Joe Budden podcast is Queensflip's first podcast that he's been doing, and everybody in that group is all old ass niggas. Ice is like almost 50. I think Ish is 50. Fucking Joe's fucking old as dirt. Melissa Ford's probably the youngest one there, and she's probably like hitting close to 40. So it's like, you know, it's a very old crowd. So, you know, they're very rash. I mean, they're very harsh. They're very blunt. You know, they can take it. You know, a lot of thick skin. And then Joe brought in a young guy, a super young guy. You know, that now Flip is like, oh, I bet he's in the fold. We're gonna do this and this and that. It's all good. Da la la. And then he did it, and then they're like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? That's a young guy. And he's like, I didn't know that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just doing business. Like, so I definitely feel that.
This was a off-air conversation, and you are putting it out on Front Street. Another interesting thing that was part of this was Jay Wan said that he talked about it with his dad, and Jada.
I told y'all niggas that this nigga told his dad, bro. I told y'all niggas. Nigga was like, yo, bro, they're wilding on me. Nigga, Jadakiss was like, who? He said the Pump It Up nigga and his friends. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that was the conversation, bro.
Kiss was laughing it off. Jadakiss laughed it off. Now, J1, I don't know.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Jadakiss is a real one for that, bro. Because Jadakiss knows what's up. Like, nigga, you want to be in this podcast shit, right? Like, you want to be in this pod shit, right? Like, get over it, nigga. Like, the fuck?
Just because Jadakiss laughed it off doesn't mean like he's cool with seeing his son get disrespected. Jadakiss laughs at everything. He's like that mob boss who just laughs and laughs while he's plotting to do you dirty. Like, oh, Flip disrespected you? Okay, I'ma just see what happens. Just because Jada laughs doesn't mean he's cool with it. So, it's different now, man. There's new eyes on the show. I think Jay Wan's a fascinating character because people are saying, you know, he's probably going to be on the show as a result of his relationship with Jadakiss. I don't think that's the case because, you know, you have to be able to have a conversation. Like, Joe's not just going to put you on the show because you have a relationship with Jadakiss. But I'm curious about the dynamic Jay Wan has.
Listen, man. I feel like Joe is super business. So I feel like right now, Jay Wan is probably like in a probational period, you know? I don't think Jada hit up Joe talking about, yo, my son wants to, you know, and he wants to be a part of your little shit right here, you know, put him in a little spot. And Joe was like, oh, yeah, for you, Jada, of course. Yeah, no, yeah. I think Jay Wan probably approached Joe. They probably know each other because Joe is such a fucking Jadakiss fan. Probably knows of Jay Wan already. They were probably cool already. Jay Wan probably hit him up, and he was probably like, yo, what's going on, mofo? Welcome. Jay Wan probably hit him up, like, yo, Joe, congratulations on the gold plaque on Pump It Up. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone else hits him up with recently. And then he was like, yo, pa, like, I want to get into this podcast shit, da-da-da. And then Joe was like, I bet. I'll put you on a couple episodes. I see how you like the feel. Like, Joe is not... I think after Rory and Maul, Joe is not doing freebies no more. nothing is not contracted no more when it comes to Joe. After Rory and Mo, I think like Joe finally realized like, yo, that was my biggest mistake, trying to help out my boys, doing all this. So now I gotta sit here. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm actually just gonna chill. I'm gonna actually do this proper, put some business here. Yo, J1, come in for a couple episodes, see how you like the fit. Of course, that's gonna do good. Joe thinks about this shit as a business plan, you know. I put Jadakiss' son on here. That may in the future get a little. That may even better get a little Jadakiss little feature on the podcast. Shit like that. Dope as fuck. But I don't think Jadakiss hit up Joe on some mob Don Corleone type shit. Was like, you know, I want you to put my son on your podcast. Like, nah, I don't think it was like that at all.
You know, he says that he grew up tough, and I assume that's the case. Just because somebody had a successful father or successful mother, it doesn't necessarily mean that they were protected their whole lives, even if it looks that way. Like, I mean, everybody can see by the contentious relationship Joe has with his son that, you know, sometimes things just look a certain way, but they aren't really like that. But only time will tell. I don't want to get too much into that, but it's just, I'm getting into it because it has a larger discussion for the totality of the show. All right, y'all, that's my video for today. Follow me on Reddit.
Nah, that was a W video. I'm not following on Reddit, Danny. Sorry, that's a lot. Reddit is like full of fucking trolls. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, this podcast shit, man, I feel like a lot of that is a rollout too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like a lot of it is a rollout, but let me see what I can get in here for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Yo, it's real. Yo, I got Chico in here, Mofo in here. Yo, y'all don't sleep? Y'all just be up. Y'all be up at this time is crazy. Like, Jesus. What am I gonna do? Wow, they have a